Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Spiritual Fitness. Now we're almost into the new year, it's almost 2020. I'm actually filming this video on New Year's Eve. And I know we all want to go into the new year feeling like our best selves. That's why in today's video, I'm going to talk about a topic that a lot of people deal with, including myself, and that is how to stop feelings of sadness. Now it's very important to know where feelings of sadness come from. A lot of the times they come from past memories, things you keep replaying over and over again in your mind. They can just be made up. Maybe you're a sensitive person and you watch something on the news, you heard a horrible story, and now you just think, hey, that may happen to someone that I love. Or you can just be picking up on other people's energies. Now, before I get into anything else, I want you to picture sadness or any negative emotion as a dark cloud just hanging over your head. Now, that may sound cheesy, but the reason why I'm doing this is so that you don't identify with that negative emotion. So someone once said that you are the sky and the clouds are the negative emotions passing by, and the sky never identifies with being a cloud the same way the ocean doesn't identify with being a wave. So you have to see it as two separate things. Too many times people try to identify with their sadness. They say, oh, I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm this, I'm that. And when you do that, you give that negative emotion power. So it's important to see these negative emotions as something separate from what you are, because it is separate from what you are. You aren't this negative emotion. You are a spirit, a spiritual being, and sometimes you have these emotions and they just come and they just go. And once you identify with that, once you realize that you are not that and you don't identify with that, that's when things will get better. That's when you realize that you have the power. Something that I like to do, which has been a tremendous help, and I really don't even go into those deep negative emotions as often anymore, because I now observe my thoughts instead of identifying with them. So once you feel, any feeling of sadness coming on, you can sit back and observe it. And what I like to do is ask myself a question, and I like to ask it as if I'm my higher self, looking down at my physical self. And I'll say, Lexus, is this thought benefiting you in any way? Is this thought helping you in any way? What are you getting out of this? And a lot of the times I know that it's not a good thought and I'm not getting anything out of it besides just feeling bad. So that's when I have the power to turn that thought around. So now your subconscious mind is not in control of you, but you hold the key, you hold the power, and you're in control of your subconscious. So that is like a very important key right there, to observe your thoughts. When you have these negative thoughts, these thoughts are not you. It's not who you are. It's something separate. No, it's not you. Going back to the analogy of the cloud and the sky is not the clouds. The ocean is not the waves. That's not you. It's just a negative emotion, and that's why people get stuck in these negative patterns and going down these downward spirals of negative emotion, because they identify with it. And once they do that, they pick up momentum, and then one thought attracts another thought and another negative thought, and it can feel like it's never ending. Okay, now going back to what some of these feelings of sadness come from, and as I stated before, the past can be a reason why these negative emotions come up to you. Sometimes you can be thinking of a situation, maybe someone did something wrong to you, or maybe you did something wrong, and you just have this scenario playing over and over again at your head. Oh, I wish I would have said that, or I wish they would have said that, or I wish I could have done things differently. You know what I mean? Like, just constantly wishing that you can change things. But the reality is, you can't change anything. The past is over and done. So really, you're just making yourself suffer in that moment, and you're just torturing yourself for no reason. That's basically what you're doing. So honestly, in a situation like that, you just have to learn how to forgive. If you did something, you have to forgive yourself. If someone did something to you, you have to forgive them. And that basically just means you have to let go. Just leave that situation to the universe. Nothing is worth you feeling horrible in that moment. Nothing is worse than you not feeling like your true self. The reason why you feel so bad when you have negative emotions is because you're not supposed to feel that way. It is unnatural to us to feel like that. So it's really important, if you have anything you need to forgive, just forgive these situations. Just let it go. Say, I forgive this situation, and I send it out to the universe. Because no matter what, everything happens for a reason. If you did something, someone did something to you, then there's a learning experience in that. Now you know what to do next time, you know what not to do. There's something good that comes out of everything. And a lot of the stuff that we're thinking about in the past, it's just not worth your energy now. It could have been things that happened years ago. It could have been something that happened last week, but no matter how past tense it is, it's just not worth it's not worth your time. It's not worth it. It's not worth, the mental, strain, and it's not worth your time. It's not worth you, not feeling good in this moment. Especially if someone did something to you. Maybe someone was mean to you. You're really gonna sit there and basically allow that person to have power over you and sit there and just think negatively and feel bad because of what someone else did. Like, if you think about it, it doesn't make any sense. Another cause of sadness is made up scenarios in your head. So if you're a highly sensitive person, maybe you're in the room with someone that is watching the news, or maybe you just watched a movie that is scary or violent, and now you're thinking, oh, like, what if something like that could happen to my family, especially stuff on the news, which is why I don't watch the news at all. But you can even overhear a conversation of something that happened to someone, and now you're like, oh, what if that happens to my sister or my brother? They live in that state. Are they gonna be okay? Like, these are just negative scenarios. And it could even be, something as simple as wanting to get a job, or having a job interview. Now you're just replaying all these scenarios of how things could go wrong. A lot of the times people just torture themselves over things that didn't even happen. Things that probably aren't even going to happen. It's just fear. And I know a lot of you already heard the term for fear, false evidence appearing real. So it's not really anything to have fear over. A lot of the times it's just things you're making up in your head. So when it comes to that, just making up these negative scenarios in your head, the number one thing that's important is you have to care about how you feel. So if you're watching something that is just negative and doesn't resonate with you, like such as the news or a movie that doesn't make you feel good, then don't watch it. Like, I don't watch the news. If someone is having a negative conversation about something that I don't want to hear, I'll just get up and go to another room, or I'll put my headphones on and I'll listen to something else that I do want to listen to. And honestly, it doesn't matter what anyone thinks about that. If someone has a problem with that, you can simply say, hey, I don't like the feelings that I get when I listen to this, so I'd rather just be somewhere else or listen to something else. So it's important to basically protect the way that you feel. You have to watch the things that you see. You have to watch the things that you listen to. Not all music is good music to listen to. So you have to find the things that make you feel good. I would not watch things that are meant to control you and meant to put fear in you, like the news and just even certain commercials, talking about different, diseases and stuff, which is why I don't watch TV a lot at all. Sometimes I'll watch Netflix or something because you choose what you want to see, but other than that, I don't really watch anything because I know how this world is set up, and I know that it's basically to keep people in fear and to keep them scared, because now it's easier to be controlled when you're in that state of mind. So yes, caring about how you feel is number one. We have to do that, because if you care about how you feel, then you can stop and say, is this benefiting me? Is me thinking this way benefiting me in any way? And then you have the power to change your thoughts, because a lot of the times anyone can be affected by this, but especially people that are empaths that really can pick up on energies a lot. A lot of the time empaths treat themselves in a way that they would never treat anyone else. They just constantly torture themselves with these negative thoughts. And you have to care about yourself the same way you care about other people. You wouldn't want to treat someone you love that way, so you shouldn't treat yourself that way, and you should be your number one always. And I feel like a way to avoid all of this negative emotion is it goes back to caring about how you feel. So you have to start your day off feeling good. So if you start your day off meditating, and you can have some nice music that you like to listen to, meditation music. I can post my favorite meditation music in the description box, and you can just lay in your bed before you do anything else. Yeah, you may walk your dog or brush your teeth, but go back inside your bed and just listen to that music. Or you don't have to have music. You can just take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out, and just listen to the sound of your own breathing. Just clear your mind. And once you do that and you start your day off at that high vibration, then your day is most likely to stay that way. And this could be anywhere. It doesn't have to be your bed. It could be outside in nature. It could be a nice comfy chair. Anything. Just whatever makes you feel good. That could be listening to music that makes you feel good. And having like a journal, writing down how you want your day to go in present tense. I have a manifestation journal, and I write things in present tense, like, oh, today's an amazing day. I'm surrounded by love and light. I'm grateful for all my family and friends. I'm grateful to be up in the morning. Things like that. Just start your day off positive, and just try to find some type of spiritual morning routine to start your day off, because the rest of your day will follow. When you do that, even if you do run into someone that is having a negative conversation, or you walk past the living room and the news is on and you hear about some negative story, if you do that, then it's not really going to affect you as much if you didn't have that meditation session that morning. It's not going to affect you as much because your vibration is higher. And then you have picking up on other people's energies, it ties into what we were just talking about. The same thing. You can't control what other people do. You can't vibrate for other people. Everyone is here living their own life experience. So if you have someone that maybe they live with you, I don't know, maybe you go to a party and there's this negative person. Because I know for me, sometimes when I go into airports, there's just so many people there, and I remember going into airports and feeling this wave of like emotions, negative emotions, and I'm like, this is not me, where it's just coming from. And when I left the airport, that feeling will go away. So I knew that it was because all the different energies that were around me. But you got to take responsibility, because if you're picking up on these negative energies, then there's something that's going on within you as well. So that's why now I have this morning routine. I like to burn sage, and I like to light candles and have crystals, and you don't need any of these things, but I like them because it's all about intention. Sage has been associated with clearing the air and clearing negative energies and inviting positive energies in. So I like to have some type of spiritual routine before I start my day. And I like the way it smells. I like having that meditation music. I like taking deep breaths. We're just brought into this world, and there's all these different things that happen, good things, bad things, and a lot of the times people pick up on these emotions. So you just have to understand that you're an observer of all these things. You're here to know who you are, and know that these emotions that come, they come and they go. They don't stay that way, Just like it can be a dark, rainy, cloudy day, it's not going to stay that way. It's the same thing with emotions. As long as you identify with it and you see it for what it is, then you'll have the power to change it. So just know that you're the sky, even though sometimes there may be gray clouds that come by. That's not who you are. So you cannot identify with anything less than that, because you are so much more than that. Also know that it's okay to feel negative emotions sometimes, as long as you don't identify it and you don't see that as you, because we're humans and sometimes that just happens. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Always remember to spread the love and stay spiritual.